it's Savannah. Today I'm going to be working on some dark crystal fan art. So if any of you clicked on this video, you might have heard that there's going to be a new Dark Crystal series put out on Netflix called Dark Crystal: The Age of Resistance. For any of you who haven't seen the movie, The Dark Crystal is a movie following these elf-like creatures called gelflings with the characters Kira and Jen. And today I'm going to be making two artworks, unintentionally, of the two protagonists and one of the main antagonists of the series. It's very good. If you haven't seen The Dark Crystal and you're just interested in the artwork itself, what I can tell you about it is that it's a really great film about duality and how good and evil are separate, but there is an in-between, and everything balanced lies in between good and evil. And I don't know, I love fantasy movies. That's something you'll know about me. Fantasy is an amazing genre, and I highly recommend The Dark Crystal to you. It was a huge part of my childhood, a huge part of many people's childhoods, and I am very excited for the new series to come out. Now, as you can see with the time-lapse showing right now, when I typically do digital art, I oftentimes make iterations of line work, and I eventually get to a point where I have my finished line work and I use the fill tool to just fill in my base colors often, and then I do detail from then on. And I usually like to pick a color palette before I start my artwork, but it can change quite often depending on how I'm feeling. About here is where I determined that their faces were complete disasters, because I was looking at the puppets and the images from the movie as my reference, and I realized that I really needed to try to imagine them as real creatures rather than basing them off of an already made item, I suppose. And so very soon I decided to rework both of their faces completely. And my sister said that she thought Jen's face looked absolutely ridiculous, which I agreed. He looked a bit out of it. And so, I don't know, sometimes when you're doing art you have to just take a look at what you're doing and decide to make a big change, and in the end it really helped. I also decided when making this artwork to go through a change in the tone that I was going for, because in the start, when Jen had the wacky looking face, they both had smiles and it looked very happy and pleasant, but that really didn't show off the tone of the movie. In the movie it's very serious and a lot is riding on these two characters, And so I decided to make their struggle a bit more apparent and make them look as if they're searching for something or on the lookout for something, which I think matches the movie a lot more than what I previously had. I'm about to remove the hand just because I don't like the lighting, but thank goodness I did because I had completely forgotten that gelflings only have 4 fingers. And in real life I actually mostly do traditional oil painting. I do a lot of oil painting, and so I was reaching the end of this artwork and I decided to make a skeksis for absolutely no reason other than I thought that I could include it to show people. And when I was doing it, I decided to do it in a more painterly style, whereas in the beginning I made lines and I filled them in. With this, I just used essentially one brush and a bunch of rough brush strokes, and it gave off a very different vibe from the rest of my painting and didn't match the aesthetic I was going for, I suppose. So in the end, I took the skeksis and I made him into his own artwork. I personally didn't like the incorporation of the skeksis into my artwork with Kira and Jen, but if you liked it, you can let me know and tell me why. I'd love to hear your guys' feedback. Alright, here are both of the completed artworks. Now, I haven't thought of a title for either one of the pieces, so if any of you have any suggestions, you can leave them down in the comments, and the best suggestion will get the title if I like it, and that applies to both of the artworks. Now, I really hope that this can get some people to go and watch the new series. It comes out tomorrow as of right now, and I'm very excited for it. I can't wait. I hope everyone likes the art. So, leave your ideas in the comments. I'll see you next time. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And in the comments you can give me your thoughts on the new Dark Crystal series. Did you like it? Did you not like it? I haven't seen it yet, so I suppose we'll see.